everyone and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. In today's video I am doing a London Marathon training update for week 1. I did say I was going to try and keep this consistent. I am uploading a bit later in the week, but it is an update nonetheless, so I'm going to try and keep this very short and sweet. I do have quite a few things to talk about, so hopefully I don't ramble on too much. I will leave Strava screenshots and things like that up here so you can see those, but I guess we'll get straight into it with how training has gone for week 1. For those that have been watching my videos, you will know that I should be in week 2, or well, when I'm filming this I am in week 2, but I am a week behind in training because I had COVID, so I sort of delayed my training by a week. So my week 1 is other people's week 2 or week 4 depending on when they've started their training. Training for week 1 didn't go as bad as I thought it would post COVID. I did think that I was going to have some adverse effects with regards to like breathing and stamina and things like that, but it hasn't been all that bad. The first, I'd say 2 runs were a bit more difficult, but I feel like I've sort of settled into myself now, and yeah, things have been going really well. So I did do all 4 runs of my training plan for week 1, so I will go through those. So before I go into the actual runs themselves, obviously with me missing a week of training, I've had to adjust my training plan slightly, so I will leave a screenshot here of what my training plan looks like. It hasn't changed a great deal. All that I've done is removed week 1, and then for the first 3 weeks I've just shifted the long run mileage a bit, just to sort of adjust to how my fitness levels have been post-COVID. So yeah, I think for week 1 it was, I want to say 7, was it 7 miles or was it 8? I think it was 7. Let me check. Strava, where are you? So yeah, week 1 was 8 miles. So I'm going to adjust the first 3 weeks. So week 1 is 8 miles, week 2 will be 9, week 10 will be 10. And then we'll settle into the training plan the way it was. So that is the only sort of adjustments that I've made. Everything else has basically stayed the same. So we will go through the training runs that I have done. So we will go to the start of London Marathon training. I'll leave a screenshot here for you to see it. My first run was a 3-mile run. Thanks to Strava, it shows as 2.99, but I definitely did 3. It showed as on Garmin as 3. So yeah, that was a 3-mile run. I did that in a pace of 14 minute miles and a time of 41:57. That was the first run post-COVID. I did feel like it was a bit difficult to breathe. I have been having an issue with a phlegmy throat that is still sort of ongoing, and it's sort of hindering my breathing and taking in air, so that hasn't been great. Obviously I know with the heat and things like that that I had on that first run, that I knew I'd just be a bit slower post-COVID, so I wasn't too bothered about that. I was just happy about the fact that I could actually start training, so yeah, wasn't as bad as I thought. The second one, second training run, I did another 3 miles. That went considerably better than the first one. My breathing had sort of settled down a bit, and I was able to sort of pick up the pace a bit more than my previous run. So I did a 3-mile run with a pace of 12:56 and a time of 38:59. So obviously if you compare that to the previous run that I did, I think I cut off nearly 2-3 minutes, and my pace went down by almost a minute a mile. So I was pretty happy with that, to have a bit like be back to where I was so quickly after just 2 runs. So I don't think I've been adversely affected by COVID too much. Then for week 3 I did a 4-mile run that was in a pace of 13:49 and a time of 55:19. My pace was a bit slower than my previous run, but I'm trying not to focus too much on pace and the time that I do the runs in. I just want to focus on getting the distance done. So yeah, that run went pretty well as well. Let me just see on Instagram if I did any updates regarding those runs. I don't think I had anything sort of major to report other than the breathing issues that I was having. The 4-mile run that I did, it was really muggy out, and I have made no I've not made it any secret on my channel that I hate the heat, so training in the summer is not great, but I'm just dealing with it the way I'm dealing with it. Then we'll get on to the long run. So I did head out on Sunday morning and I had to abort after, I think it was 1.8 according to Strava. You will see it here. I'm just bringing it up. Yeah, so 1.85 miles I did on Sunday. I had to abort because I needed the toilet. I had been to the toilet, I'm going to try and not get too TMI about this, but I had been to the toilet before I went out for my run and I thought I was going to be safe, but obviously not. 1.85 miles in, I needed the toilet. I had taken toilet roll out with me in sort of a last chance scenario sort of thing to go to the toilet whilst I was out, but there were so many dog walkers around, so many walkers, obviously because the weather is warm, people are taking the opportunity to go walking in the morning and things like that. I had headed out a bit later than I had planned, so had I gone out earlier probably would have been fine, but yeah, there was just too many people around and I didn't get the chance to go anywhere, so I just went back to the house and I didn't see the point in going back out, so I aborted that one. So technically I did do 4 runs that week, but I did want to give my long run a bash, so I did that on Monday. The only difference between Sunday and Monday is that I have decided to take Imodium Instants before my long runs. It's been suggested by quite a few people to take Imodium and apparently it works really well, and it did work for me. So I was able to do 8 miles on Monday morning before work, which was absolutely wonderful. I think I was up at like 5 AM or something ridiculous. So I did 8 miles in a pace of 14:10 per mile, and I did that in 1 hour and 53. That did go quite well. I did a mixture of trail and road for that, and I do think overall that run went quite well. I took a hydration pack out as well. I've been using the Free Train Hydro 1, I'll leave a screenshot here. That's been working quite well. Obviously as I get further into my training plan and the runs get longer, I do think I'm going to need more water than what I had, because I was getting low at that point, and obviously further into the training plan I'm going to need more water, so I have bought a hydration pack. I ended up settling on the Salomon Advanced Skin 5. I didn't see the point in going for the 12. I'm not going to need the storage, so I just went for the smaller pack. So I'm going to give that a whirl this Sunday when I do my long run. But yeah, I am pretty happy with how training has gone. I'm pretty happy with the fact that I haven't lost much fitness post-COVID, and things have gone really well. Ideally, obviously, I don't want to be doing my long runs on a Monday, so hopefully the Imodium does the trick and I don't need any more toilet stops during the run. But like I said, it worked on Monday, so that is good. The only sort of downside I've seen to the Imodium is that I have not been to the toilet regularly since that point. And I'm a pretty regular person to go to the toilet, so that has been the only sort of side effect slash downside to taking the Imodium, but yeah, I will deal with that in order to not need the toilet during a run. So I am not going to take Imodium for every single run. I think that's a bit overkill, and because my runs are shorter, I feel like I could nip back to the house if I needed to and then go back out. So I'm just going to take it for my long runs, but by the looks of it, I'm not going to have any problems with my midweek runs anyway, because the Imodium seems to last pretty long. So yeah, all is going well so far. I think the only sort of things to mention are, I touched on it earlier, I'm trying not to get too much in my head about my pace, but Strava has a lovely feature where it sort of gives you a throwback to a run that you've done in the past, and I'd seen it the other day for a run that I did, and I am considerably slower than what I was, and I'm just trying not to get into my head too much about it. Obviously it would be ideal if I could do the marathon a bit faster, but at the moment, judging by my paces, I'm looking at about 5.5 hours. Obviously if I do it any quicker than that, then that's a bonus, but yeah, 5.5 hours to be running is quite a long time. So yeah, I'm just trying not to let my head get the better of me at the moment, and trying not to focus too much on paces. Hopefully the paces will come down as training goes on, but I'm just going to have to see how that goes. But yeah, I am considerably slower than what I was before, so it is a bit of a downer. Other than that, I don't really have much else to report. I've sort of touched on everything, so things are going really well. I am in my second week, almost at the end of my second week, and that has been going really well as well, so I'm not going to delve too much into that, as you will see another training update next week. But I think I'm going to wrap up. So as always with my training updates, I do like to mention that I am obviously fundraising for Crohn's and Colitis. My dad has Crohn's disease, so it's a charity that's very near and dear to my heart. If you'd like to see a backstory as to why I'm running for Crohn's and Colitis, I'll leave a link up here so you can sort of watch that. But yeah, I will leave my fundraising link down below. Anything that you can give at all. I know that things are very, very tight at the moment for everyone, but if you can give anything at all, that would be very, very appreciated. So I will leave the link down below if you fancy donating. Other than that, I'm going to end the video here, so if you like the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. You can always click the notification bell down below to be notified of when my videos go live. Other than that, hope you're all staying safe and well. Hope you all enjoy the rest of your weekend, whenever it is that you're watching this, and I will see you again in my next video. Bye.